up, everybody? This is Brandon with GrizzlyWorks RC. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Vanquish VS410 Phoenix build, and started out here with the wheels and tires, and did some Enduro wheels with some brass rings up front, some aluminum rings in the back, and then stuck with the VXT tires that came with the Vanquish kit. As far as weights are concerned, rears are 184 grams, fronts are 249 grams, so it's decent weight difference between the two, but it's not huge. But it's definitely going to help with the crawling. VXT tires were okay. They are definitely getting changed though. I have the Falcon tires from Vanquish that I'm going to be putting on there as well, and to try those out because I've heard really good things about them. So next I moved on to the axles. Just going in order of the instructions that came with the kit. Everything here is straightforward. Didn't have to trim anything, didn't have to sand anything down at all. Just went in great. Didn't even have to shim any of the gears. Everything worked great right out of the box or right out of the bags. From there, start moving on to the chassis and getting the servo lined up and ready to install, making sure everything's centered. And chassis went together super easy. It's very straightforward with just following the instructions. Again, didn't have to trim anything or shave anything. It all worked perfect. And everything's labeled perfectly in the bag, so you know exactly what bag you're pulling parts from and screws from. So from there, moved on to the transmission. Here is the only problem that I had with this kit. And it's, I guess, a known thing. I didn't realize it at first, but did some research, and essentially there's a section missing from the transmission build in the instructions. And so there is a part that I didn't put in that actually holds all the gears in place. So, however, Vanquish's website does have the PDF of the instructions with the part that's missing in there. So I was able to get that situated, but unfortunately I fully assembled the transmission before I realized that there was an issue. And here is me kind of struggling to get it all together. But it's the piece that there were no instructions for is that kind of in the background there's a black piece with 4 rings inside of it, or 4 circles in the middle. That was the piece that they didn't show where it's supposed to go. And then I realized what was supposed to happen there after I had fully assembled everything and nothing worked properly. But it was a fairly quick fix once I realized what the issue was. And so from there, got it all put back together. Also with this motor, the Fusion SE, I know the Fusion Pro, I've seen info about having to shave part of the link mounts off to get that motor to fit. With the SE, I didn't have to trim anything. It went in perfectly smooth and dropped right in. So yeah, there's full chassis assembled. And now moving on to the shocks and just the suspension components so that I can get the axles put on there. And again, everything came with it. Shock oil came with it. Although I will say the shock oil was a little bit light for the truck. I'm going to be going with a heavier shock oil. So I like smoother movement, and it's a little twitchy with how light that oil is. So then got the drive shafts assembled, and after this I'll get to the links as well, and then my video died on me, so this is everything fully assembled there at this point, and then there's a full chassis with the wheels and tires put on it. Next moved on to the body, going with a nice green with a multicolor flake in there, and then had a chance to take it out on the rocks and get some testing in and find out what I liked and didn't and what needed to change. One of the things that I didn't like was body clips. Wanted to get rid of those. So went with this company, Fine Laser Designs, on Etsy, and this install took about 10 minutes, and it just adds a quick release system to the back so you don't have to deal with the body clips. And that was awesome. The other thing I didn't like is I thought the paint was a little bit plain with it being all green, so also decided to tape everything off and do some black paint with a polyurethane bed liner. So it's nice and flexible, very heavy duty, so it's not going to have any issues with anything when it's getting scraped up, which it has at this point gotten a little bit scraped up, but all the paint's been fine, nothing's come off, and here's just kind of the finished results of getting everything together. for the most part, it's done. The only thing I'm going to be adding is I'm going to be building a light kit for it, and then I'm also going to be doing a winch. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to go with yet. But there's the finished look of the truck right there. And did some interior detailing as well, and just made everything look a little bit nicer. Well, if you enjoyed this video, or if you have any questions, please leave a comment or like. If you want to see more content about this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.